You could remember a time, perhaps long ago, or maybe just a flicker of a moment ago, when everything started to click, when the stories you told yourself shifted quietly. What was once resistance simply became curiosity. What was once limitation turned into laughter. Because you see, the most powerful truths often wear the disguise of a joke. And every comedian knows that to connect, to lead, to light up a room, you don't need to be perfect, you need to be real. Isn't it interesting? The more real you are, the more unreal your influence becomes. As if certainty, presence and charisma multiply the moment you stop trying and start being. And so right now, as you're hearing this, you may begin to wonder, what if every belief I install now becomes the foundation of effortless power, joy and influence? Because when you believe that reality is malleable, it is. When you accept that failure is feedback, life becomes an improv set. Isn't it funny how the best punchlines come after the biggest mistakes? And just like that, you can begin imagining what it feels like to trust your own rhythm. The timing, the delivery, the build-up and the pause, because the silence between the words is where the magic lives. And here's a story. There once was a comedian who used to bomb on stage badly, night after night, until one day he stopped performing to win and started performing to connect. He let go of needing laughs, and that is when the laughter never stopped. Because when your presence is the punchline, you don't need to try. Now imagine that flowing through you now. Imagine that warmth, that certainty, that energy. Imagine living as though people respond to your state, not your words. The world mirrors your emotion. Authenticity, it isn't something you find, it's something you remember. Just like your favourite movie, the best scenes loop in your mind again and again, becoming more than entertainment, becoming belief. And here's what's truly wild. You don't have to consciously remember these lessons because your unconscious already has. And your unconscious is laughing. It loves this kind of learning. So let's go deeper. Isn't it curious how charisma begins with curiosity? When you lead with genuine interest, others lean in. They feel it. They can't help but resonate with the vibe you emit. Because you're not chasing approval. You are approval. You approve of your presence. You approve of your weirdness. You approve of your rhythm, your timing, your truth. What happens when approval comes from within? External validation loses its grip. Like a joke that falls flat, when you no longer care it lands. And suddenly it does. Because you're no longer the comedian trying to connect. You're the stage itself. The laughter lives in you now. And that's funny, isn't it? Because as you live this day by day, moment by moment, noticing how natural it feels to connect, to influence, to share your story with humour and heart, you begin to embody what others felt abstract. Like the pattern of progress, the more you enjoy the process, the faster it flows. Like the truth of presence, the more you live now, the more the future bends in your favour. So tell me, what if every obstacle you ever faced is actually just the setup for your best story yet? And you can feel that now, can't you? That certainty, that joy, that humour, that power, waking up inside of you, like the crowd, rising to their feet before you ever said a word. Because this isn't performance anymore, it's who you are. It's always been who you are. And the more you live from this, the more natural it becomes to choose growth, embrace feedback, laugh at resilience, create connections, radiate charisma, command attention, trust your timing, speak with certainty, play with your identity, create momentum from nothing. Because reality, it's a set you're writing, directing and starring in. And you're not here to wait for the laugh track. You're here to own the room, so go ahead. Begin noticing from this moment forward how everything begins to shift, just like that. And just for fun, ask yourself now, what if this new belief system has already installed itself without effort, without resistance? and I've just been remembering it all along.